This is Dream Reality, and I'm your host, Mary Amy, coming to you from A1R Psychic Radio and Moonstruck TV. My site is listed at the bottom of the screen, maryamyofficial.com, and I'm an intuitive wisdom coach. As an empath intuitive, I'm able to connect to your inner spirit, which allows me to use my extrasensory abilities, seeing, hearing, feeling information about you. I'm here for you. I see the light, the hope, and the beauty of the universe. I'm a conduit to channel your dreams, helping fulfill your earthly purpose and course to personal enlightenment. I'm excited today. On my show, I have a guest and caller. I have Elizabeth April, International Psychic and Cosmic Channeler. Thank you, Elizabeth, for joining me on Dream Reality.
Thank you so much, Mary, for having me on. I'm very excited for today.
Elizabeth April, I found you on YouTube, your YouTube channel, and I was fascinated with you ever since that moment. I realized that we have some very strong similarities. We've both been awakened. We both have extrasensory abilities. We both have interests in art and helping people. What is the strongest factor in determining your drive?
Well, I would definitely say that the strongest factor in determining my drive is my purpose. It's my mission, and I'm sure that you feel the same way. I mean, from a very young age, I've been very aware that I was on this planet for a reason, and it took a little while to kind of move all the pieces around so that I am working my mission and aligned to that. So definitely my strongest drive is my mission, my purpose in being here and helping people expand and awaken and understand the truth of what it is to be human.
There's another similarity we have, because this is my mission, and I've kind of gone in different directions in my life, but this is where I feel most fulfilled, and I feel like I have a message to bring, and my attention is very, very strong. I'm going to suggest to our viewers that they watch some of your videos. You speak of alien theories, other dimensions, past lives. Can you share with us some of your experiences?
Yeah, absolutely. I can kind of give a little overview of how I got to where I am today. So I was born just like you with extrasensory abilities. So I was able to see ghosts and spirits and auras and chakras and all of that great stuff. And I was also born into a very Catholic household as well. So I remember at around the age of 6 years old, going up to my dad and telling him very, very confidently that the Bible actually got it wrong. That God wasn't actually a man, because I'd been talking to an interdimensional being who I thought at the time was God, but that the being was female. So I said, Dad, the Bible has it wrong. I mean, God's actually a female. So yeah, so I had that at an early age. And then, I kind of shut down my abilities for a little while at around the age of 10 years old. I got really heavily involved in the physical world with a lot of sports and physical activities and things like that. So it was very grounding. But then, I spiraled into a lot of anxiety, a lot of depression. I was questioning every aspect of my physical reality. And at that point in time, that's when I was introduced to my first past life regression at the age of 16. So it was at 16 when I really started to awaken and open up and understand that there is so much more out there that we can't tangibly see or even feel. But in going through a trance-like state and remembering that I've been a healer and a monk and a teacher before, I knew at that age what I had to do in this lifetime, which was, once again, be that healer and teacher and help people through the process of waking up themselves.
I truly believe that you did have these in your past lives, because that's one of the things that totally drew me to you, because you have this knowledge and this awareness that's very, very advanced for someone as young as you. People that have a whole lifetime of experience don't have this kind of knowledge that you have. I I wanted to ask you about, so I've read online, or actually, in books about Project Blue Book, the Roswell incident of 1947, the Colorado UFO 1968, these alien cover-ups. Do you believe that these historical moments took place on Earth?
Yeah, absolutely. Without a doubt, I do believe that not only those historical moments took place, but I believe that there's a lot of other phenomenon, let's just call it, that has been taking place and that is currently taking place that the population on the planet just doesn't know about. So one of the things that I was told by my spirit guides from a young age is that I should not be doing any external research. So from the age of around 16, I have not read a book or seen a documentary or, picked up something on quantum physics, specifically because they told me that in me having the ability to channel information, in order to keep the information as clear as possible, don't bring anyone else's perception into it. So although, I kind of know about Project Blue Book and, the Majestic or whatever movie that just came out, I get all of the information straight from source. And I love connecting to the Galactic Federation and some of the interdimensional beings that are a part of the Alliance here to help the awakening of humanity. So that's kind of where I get my information from when it comes down to more cosmic and alien disclosure.
Or is there some kind, I'm just curious, is there some kind of network of people like you that are in the United States? I mean, I'm not familiar with it. Are you the leader of a group? I guess in a sense, I'm the leader of my own group because the same thing, I've been told not to really collaborate with others and just to kind of keep it as clear as possible. I've tried to go to even some spiritual hippie groups like drum circles and maybe some like alien experience groups, but I still feel like an outcast in every one of the groups that I try and join. I have found a couple of souls along the way that are these beautiful diamonds in a rough, but other than that, I keep pretty private and pretty separate from the rest of humanity, and I just kind of speak about whatever I receive from the universe. Well, I think that's the right path for you, because I completely understand what you're talking about, because I actually am not in a group either, because I'm just doing my own thing. I can't take on all of someone else, all these other energies, and it could be counterproductive. So as an influencer, you've been very, very successful giving lectures and being a speaker at workshops and seminars. What is a common inquiry from one of your followers in a response that you might give?
Yeah, so a lot of, and I feel so blessed to have so many people who are interested in what I talk about, because I do talk about more high level vibrational quantum physics type of things as well. So I'll get some pretty awesome in-depth questions about, okay, Elizabeth, where is the fifth dimension right now? I mean, where is the planet going? Where is the awakening at this time? What do we need to do to prepare for this giant shift that you talk about? I get a lot of questions about the Mandela effect and the flipping of the different parallel realities and those kind of things. So a lot about the awakening, and I believe that cosmic and alien disclosure is only a part of, the giant shift that we all need to make within our own selves, of just the kind of accepting that there are other intelligent life forms out there in the universe. I think is really important for all of us, just as a starting block to kind of progress through our own awakening and expansion.
So you mentioned earlier that you haven't you're not joining any groups. Do you have any friends that are like you where you are? I mean, are you just like this island by yourself? How do you keep going?
Yeah, so it's funny. In moving from Toronto, Canada to Los Angeles this past year, I was just kind of very open about who I was going to attract energetically. And a couple of friends that I do have in my life in LA are very human. So I like to call them human friends, my human friends. And what I mean by that is that they're just very just very concerned with their career or settling down in a relationship or having kids, which, really are none of my concerns. But it's so refreshing and so beautiful to have these really grounded people, and they allow me to be a little bit more human as well. So I have those friends in my life, and then I do have a couple of really awesome people in my life who are also influencers in their own right, and they're doing kind of their own thing out there in the world, and they're their own little island as well. So I've got some really beautiful cosmic and quantum friends, and then I've got some really beautiful grounded human friends as well. So
I'm happy to hear that, because I feel that you're such a precious soul that I hope that this world, our world, is protecting you and cherishing you, because you're so special. Can you tell us any kind of upcoming projects, or are you writing a book? Are you going to be having your own TV show? What are you doing? Moving forward.
Well, I kind of all of the above, I guess. I've always wanted to have my own TV show and write a bunch of books, so those are all still on the plate. And I really do want to do a world speaking tour as well, which most likely will be after the books. Right now, I'm transitioning myself from one-on-one clients, which are amazing. And I've been booked up 6 months in advance. And, I've got people from all over the world, which is so incredible, from Germany and Sweden and Australia and the UK and Canada and the US. It's really amazing how, regardless of culture, regardless of language, regardless of location in the world, people are waking up, and this information is kind of like the universal language, putting everyone together. So although that's really amazing and so fulfilling, and I've really put out the call to only teach teachers at this point in time, the rest of the world is starting to wake up, and we all kind of have to step into that role. And so moving forward, I'm getting away from one-on-one clients, and I really want to just clear space and time to write these books. So right now, I'm in the middle of 5, believe it or not, 5 different books. One of them is very quantum, all about the quantum world, quantum physics, how we can understand the reality around us at a vibrational and dimensional sense. And then one of the books I'm also writing is called Memoirs of a Hybrid, and it's all about my life. And even though I'm only 26 right now in this incarnation, I have been living a double life my entire life. So I've been having my la-di-da human experiences while simultaneously astral traveling to another planet, out there, speaking to other beings from another dimension, receiving information about humanity's awakening. And that's the kind of information that I also want to release. But I believe that the first book I'm going to release, which I'm really working on right now, is actually just a synopsis of some really incredible sessions that I've had in the past year. So I'm actually just transcribing my sessions right now. And what I love to look at in my sessions is your soul path, your soul mission, your biggest lessons in life, and also your cosmic contracts. Who were you as an interdimensional being before you ever got to be human? And what were you doing out there in the universe? So it's really cool. So I go into past lifetimes with my clients where they are an Anunnaki being coming from the 11th dimension, being some sort of warlord, or a Palladian being in the 8th dimension, healing an entire planet or civilization, all the way to an angel who happened to sign up their contracts to planet Earth and what they were doing here. So it's really incredible, because in having the ability to dive into people's Akashic records, both on and off this planet, I'm able to receive their past lifetimes and piece together all of the kind of gaps in the knowledge that we currently have out there in society. So if you can just imagine taking 100 clients, if you could imagine taking 100 clients or 100 people into, say, potentially 5 past lifetimes per client, that's potentially, 500 lifetimes that I, as an objective observer, get to witness, right? And over the past 3 years, I've had thousands of clients that I've experienced tens of thousands of past lifetimes, both on and off this planet. And once again, I believe that I've been able to really have that objective perspective, piecing together all of the pieces of the how the universe works and the why the universe works. Why are we here? Why humans? Why now? And why are we waking up at this time?
Okay, Elizabeth, what would be, I know that it might not be an easy question, but if someone was to say, okay, I can't get you on the line because you're not taking more clients right now, and there's a waiting list. What would be some kind of tip or something that maybe someone might be able to have an experience, another dimension, or a past life that they could do on their own? Is there anything that they can do? I know meditation might help. Is there any way to kind of trigger things for someone?
Yeah, absolutely. So in all of my videos, I talk about kind of the step-by-step process and how to dive into this world on your own, because I believe that we are all fluid light workers. We are all psychic. We are all, clairvoyant. We all can transcend this dimension. So it's not just about the information, it's about the tangible application to the information. And so I talk about all of this stuff in my videos as well, which is cool that, people can get that information there. But if I were to kind of give people some tips right now at this time, absolutely, the number one thing that anyone can do to receive information across the dimensions and within themselves is to be able to separate your ego mind, which is basically just your human perception, and your attachments and your reactions and your understanding of the world around you. Separate that in the moment from pure consciousness, right? From pure source energy. We are all pure consciousness, and we all have that muddled perception of a human being. So in separating our human state, our mind state, our ego state from our consciousness, we can essentially transcend this vibration altogether and hop into that fifth dimension, which means that space and time don't exist, which means that you can start seeing auras, start being very telepathic, start astral traveling and remote viewing, lucid dreaming, all of the above. And the number one thing that we all need to do in order to separate that ego mind, that perception from our consciousness, is to quiet our ego mind, to quiet our perception in every single moment, and to question our perception. Because a lot of us kind of just blindly go through life on this autopilot programming, acting and reacting based on the world around us without taking any responsibility for the fact that the world and reality around us is actually something that we've created with our own projected perception. So if you believe that the sky is blue, then it's going to always be blue. If you start understanding that the sky could be any color, you're going to start seeing the sky in these beautiful and epic colors, right? We need to understand that our thoughts create our reality. Therefore, by changing and transcending our thoughts, we can essentially change and transcend our reality. But the first step is taking full responsibility over everything in our reality was created solely by us. Not by our parents, not by our teachers, not by the authority figures, by us.
Thank you so much for being my guest. I know that everyone can reach you at ElizabethApril.com. Is there anything else you'd like to share?
Yeah, absolutely. So definitely, if you resonate with this information and content, check out Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, all with just Elizabeth April in the name. You'll find me. And I've got a course out there as well right now, transcending you from the fear-based third dimension all the way into the fifth dimension. So if you are ready to change your entire life, but you don't know how to do it, I definitely have the tools and the course out there to help you. So keeping that in mind. But other than that, this is a rough time for everyone at this time. Everyone is being confronted with their ego. Everyone is being confronted with their dark night of the soul. So hang in there, things will get better and the energy will elevate. And today is the full moon eclipse. So that's also, a huge kind of astrology moment that everyone needs to be aware of and just realize that we are being affected by vibrations and energies and we are the only one that can kind of surpass the effects of those things.
Thank you so much. This was so enlightening. I'm definitely gonna watch this over and over and catch everything that I missed even while you were right in front of me. Thank you so much for joining me on Dream Reality, and have a wonderful day.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Mary.
Well, I have a caller coming in. I'm so grateful that I had Elizabeth April on our show today. I have a caller coming in, Susie in Hamilton from Montana. Susie?
Hello.
Hi, how are you?
I'm great. How are you?
Good. Okay, so I immediately saw around you green. Let me see, and now a splash of like a yellow, orangey yellow color. Susie, right? Susie.
Yeah.
Let me see. Okay, so I'm getting from you a swimming pool with a slide. I sense that you have a lot of joy in your heart. So much so, it's to me the image of someone that's sliding down a slide into a swimming pool. You have the disposition of someone that every day to you is a new experience. So if you have something that brings you down, you have the ability to wake up the next morning and feel as though it's a fresh day. Like that movie Groundhog Day. That's how I sense that you are, Susie. Do you have a question for me or a direction you'd like me to go into?
My two areas that
I got my two areas.
my two areas are finances and selling a house.
Okay. So immediately I received information
Everything
that
else.
this is okay. That this is not going to be this is not a fast process. There's some questions and some information that needs to be gathered before you can move on with the selling of the house. I don't know if, let me see. So it's very actually, I don't want to say this, consider discernment with this. So things happen at a different pace than what we want them to, but it's about timing. So I'm getting that it's actually like you have feet stuck in mud and you're kind of trying to pull your feet out of the mud and you're stuck right now. Let me see the window, the time frame. It's not today or tomorrow that you're going to sell this house. You're going to sell this house, I would say, I'm sensing that it's more in the fall time for some reason, fall, autumn.
Okay.
But you don't, I know this makes you uncomfortable, and that's why I actually said to kind of think of it in a different perspective and don't look at it as you have to get this done right now. If you're working towards it, it will happen. So I know that you will sell the house and the finances will improve, I guess, after you sell the house. It's just that it's not happening right now. So there's something else that you're supposed to look at is what I'm seeing, because I see you here in this space, but then I see there's a light. Is there something else that you're supposed to be working on during this period of time that's going to give you light in your life? You went in and out. I didn't hear you. I'm sorry. Hello?
Can you hear me?
Now I can.
Hello? Oh, okay.
Yes.
Let me move to it.
Okay. Oh, I heard your dog. Hello? You're moving in and out.
Can you?
Hello? Okay, I heard yes. Bad
Hello?
connection. Okay, there you are.
Oh, good. Can you hear me now?
Yes, don't move.
Business that's going to kind of help people and animals, and would
Okay, I heard you said there's a business with helping animals and then you went out again, and that is the light that I catch. We just don't have a good connection. Okay, your connection's bad. I just want to say thank you so much for everyone joining me today on Dream Reality. I hope that we can all find the beautiful glowing light that's in our hearts. I would like to thank Moonstruck TV and A1R Psychic Radio. I hope that we all can be a friend to someone else today. Let's say you see a stranger out there who needs a friend, be their friend.